Today we're going to talk about floral style engagement rings. Maybe you're like me and you love flowers. You love the smell, you love the colors, you love the petal shapes, you love the design. Well, today we're going to talk about how you can incorporate that to make it a more subtle touch, or perhaps you want it to be the centerpiece.
It's Miriam!
Okay, so let's talk about subtle ways to introduce floral designs. First off, I want you to consider where you would want to have the placement of the petals. A really popular choice, and I think it's such an elegant, understated way, is to do petal prongs. You can really play around here whether you want 4 prongs, 5 prongs, or 6 prongs. And really where you're going to see the biggest detail of the petals is going to be at the side profile. What I love about this is that you can still achieve the clean lines, you can still have the classic aesthetic, but then you have that really sweet touch to make it a very feminine floral design. When you're deciding what types of petals you should use, here's a tip. Are there any flowers that are symbolic to your relationship? We've designed a ring to incorporate orchids. That was actually the first flower that he ever gave to his girlfriend. And take a look at it. Notice how it's still subtle. It's not on the prongs, but we did it in the basket in the under gallery. Placement is key here. When we're going to put details at the side profile, that is going to have a more understated effect than putting it on the band or in the halo. So maybe you don't have one particular flower that is of significance to you. So then I'm going to urge you to look at the shape that you like. Do you like it when the petal is more elongated and narrow? Or do you like it when it's more plump? Do you like the idea of a lotus? Or do you like the idea of a sunflower? These are markedly different shapes and markedly different designs that will have a completely different effect on your ring. So I started off subtly, but to my ladies that are starting to think, oh, I want more, let's talk about how we can make a bold flower motif into the design of your ring. First off, we're going to consider the aesthetic at the top-down view. Top-down always gets all the glory because it's going to take the most effect. You're wearing it on your hand, you see it all the time, you look down at it, when you're talking, people are looking at it. So take a look at this ring. We can use the halo to transform the ring into a flower instead of just using the petal design as a very beautiful aesthetic of a flower. The other area that adds big impact is the band. Perhaps we want to incorporate petals, leaves, even twigs, crescendoing toward the focal stone. It's going to completely change the shape of the engagement ring and the profile, which makes it a big floral impact. Another key element that you can use is introducing color. So we're going to consider whether you want it in white, yellow, or rose gold. But I've had a lot of clients that like to incorporate gemstones because just like nature's wonderland of flowers, gemstones come in a variety of different colors, and it can be a lovely way to add a little bit of speckling of color, just like what you would find in a garden. So there you have it. Your love of flowers doesn't have to stop in the garden. I've shown you ways to incorporate in a more subtle way, or maybe you want that big impact so that the flower is the focal point. When you're ready, reach out to us. We'd love to collaborate with you and figure out what's the perfect design for your engagement ring.